Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. So, I have a confession to make. Some people will like it, some will not like it. I know that I said it quite often that I actually never played Winter before and I didn't really want to try it, okay? So, I did try it. And yeah, I love it. It's freaking busted. So, yeah, before we go over this complete garbage gear, like 20 chaos orb weapons and stuff, okay, we're gonna go over that a little bit later. This is my take on a build that is using the Eternity Shroud, and everything is built around that one. So, just if you want to know. Okay, so for the map showcase, and yes, some people will say like, hey, you have a 6-linked Eternity Shroud that is like freaking 7 exalts. Yeah, that's probably the only expensive thing that I have currently geared. Okay, here we have a tier 16 Elder Underground Sea. I just did a shaper run. It's just, I don't know how to say it. It's just stupid. Like, for the amount of currency that I put into this character and saying that this was like 7x, this was 1x, 1.5x something. The rest of the gear, so basically in total with jewels, with everything, probably 10 exalts, because the rest is just cheap. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna load up your Winter Orb, and yeah, run. That's it. Winter Orb and run and kill everything. So, for maybe a short explanation on this one, I have the, what's it called? The Solstice Vigil. We get Shaper's Presence. So Shaper's Presence will make our cooldowns or our buffs last longer. And that's also with the Winter Orb as soon as we kill, I think, a rare pack or something. So, now we have, no we don't have, that's a magic pack, not a rare pack. So now you see that all my buffs are blue. That means that they last longer. As you see, I'm not doing anything. How slow those Winter Orb stacks are actually disappearing. Compared to how fast I will get them, you know? So basically it's just get your Winter Orb stacks up in like 1 second and keep on running, you know? The damage is just stupid. My character is super slow at the moment. It will get, probably my damage will ramp up, I think like 20 times higher than I have at the moment, and it is already pretty good. So this is Mark 1. I wanna, I'll just say that I wanna use this character as a basically template, because you guys know that I love shaped items, and that's why the Eternity Shroud is basically made for me, right? So I'm gonna try to chance a lot of uniques in the process of this build. So this is going to be a small build diary. So this is probably version 1. Because the gear just sucks, you know. I don't have multi-modded weapons, I don't have all that fancy stuff that will ramp up my damage and some other stuff that I would like to have. Probably even the Shaped Headhunter, the return of the chancing videos that we're gonna try to get this Shaped Hunter, because for that build, it's actually valuable. Okay, let's load this one up. I want to show after this, I'm going to show you guys a muted clip of the Shaper kill that I just made, just from the last phase, so you see how much damage it is. I was actually kind of disappointed on how good it was, you know. It's just, today I did actually my first Guardians with this build. I was not thinking that I can pull it off, and every Guardian took like probably 7-8 seconds or something with that gear that I have at the moment. It's just ridiculous. Okay, anything else here? Just sap more. Do we find this boss today? Yeah, we do. That's good. No, we don't. Freak. Come on. But yeah, basically, load up Winter Orb and run. So, let's kill the boss real quick. So, let's get this one. Oh, it's a double boss. Nice. Let's say it was a double boss. So, boss dead. Now it's dead. Okay, so quickly the Shaper kill that I had before. Wow, oh my god. This is just... And welcome back. So, Let's talk about the character, my decisions, the probably futuristic gearing that I probably gonna do throughout the next couple of days or weeks even, because probably this is the character that I'm going to push to a level 100 for the challenges, because currently I'm hunting the challenges, and yeah, level 100 is one of those, so maybe I'm gonna do that one. So let's talk about the character itself. We're gonna start with the actual piece that makes everything that insane, and that's the Shroud of Eternity. So that's an item that got introduced in this patch, like 3.6 Synthesis League. And the most important thing here, like you have like Glimpse of Eternity. I think there's like some bubble where mobs are just going to be slowed down and stuff. But what is interesting is gain 5% of elemental damage as extra chaos damage per shaper item. So if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 items, means 50% of elemental damage as extra chaos damage per shaper item. So that's huge. And if all of our items are shaper item, we're gonna ignore the chaos resistance of the enemies, right? If all are shaper items like I have here. So what this build is about, it's not about cold damage and cold damage stacking and conversion, maybe lightning damage, so something like that. No, it's actually a chaos conversion build, more or less. So we actually gonna stack elemental damage, obviously, but we get a huge amount of chaos damage on top of that, right? In the end, with like min-max perfect gear, probably 80% of our damage will be chaos damage coming from the Eternity Shroud, and then multi-modded weapons with the spell damage, non-chaos is extra chaos, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so what do we have here? We have Winter Orb with increased duration, so that's skill effect duration, so our Winter Orb will last longer than usual. Then we have Cold to Fire support. This is something I want to go over a little bit later. Actually, let's do it now. Cold to Fire support. So why do I want to get Cold to Fire? So we don't only have the increased cold damage, but we get 29% of cold damage as extra fire damage. Extra damage is always on top of the damage you already have. And since we're gonna convert elemental damage, at least not convert, but we get chaos damage, the more elemental damage we do, this is actually double DPSing, right? So not only from the cold damage, from the extra fire damage we're gonna do with this support gem, we're gonna get another layer of chaos damage that we're gonna do with the Shroud of Eternity. Then we have the Conk effect, that's probably one of the biggest DPS upgrades, Winter Orb, greater multiple projectiles because of the additional projectiles, and the infused channeling because for every kind of channeling skill, this is probably the best support. All right, let's go over for the next thing. The helm, yeah, pretty much garbage. Like some energy shield, right? Some lightning resist, some fire resistance, and yeah. For the gems, cast 1 damage taking level 1, Immortal Call level 3, then we have increased duration level 20, and the Righteous Fire, better said the Val Righteous Fire, which will add another damage layer, because if we use that one, grant 27% more spell damage. Pretty insane for the Winter Orb. So, I would say before we go over to the next piece, I want to explain about my rare items, okay? So, I actually wanted to chance one of these Call of the Brotherhood for my Spark build. And yeah, I couldn't do it, so this is the end result, Life Resistance. I tried this one to chance, Life Resistance, that was the end result. This is just Chaos spammed. The gloves, Chaos spammed, right? So the belt, Chaos spammed. The helmet, Chaos spammed. You know, I was just like, shit, I need resistance. Chaos spam, Chaos spam. Okay, some resistance. Let's equip this one. Next item. Spam, spam, spam. Oh, some resistance. Nice. So now I have resistance cap. So there is no fancy, super insane damage that we get over here, right? All the damage comes from this stupid Eternity Shroud with these extra chaos damage. So just to explain how my rare items are, it's not about faster casting or lightning damage to attacks or cast, like nothing of those, right? It's just about this resistance crap. So, enough said. Then we have, for the gloves, multiple totem support, spell totem, wither, and faster casting. So, why that? Wither will apply a debuff, so the enemy is withered. And every wither stacks are like 15 times, I think. It will get 6% increased chaos damage. So in total, that's 90% chaos damage that the enemy will take more. So that's a huge DPS buff coming from this Eternity Shroud chaos damage, Wither applied, like chaos debuff. Like it's going to be 80% chaos damage once this is done, right? So pretty insane. For the belt, as said before. The boots, I have the Voidwalker boots, but not because I want to have those or I need those. This is basically the item that I had for Spark, right? For Spark, these are insane with the Pierce. But without those, I cannot really equip my other stuff. Wait a second, why can I now? What did I miss? I don't know. But usually I could not equip that Shroud of Eternity if I didn't have the Voidwalker boots because they give 50 dexterity. For some weird reason I can actually now, so I don't know why that is, but... yeah, it is like that, okay. Ah, wait, because of the weapons, because this one has Dex. Ah, now it is, okay. This is the thing that I wanted to say. So I could not equip the Shroud of Eternity, so I was like, hey shit, I have no currency, I have some Voidwalker boots, let's equip this one so we can equip the Shroud of Eternity. That's the reason. Okay, so here we have the Solstice Vigil. It's an Onyx amulet, drops from Shaper. The most important thing is Temp Chains have 100% reduced mana reservation. That's why I'm running the Temp Chains with an Enhance support, an Empower support, and the Blasphemy so we can cast this as an aura, right? So without this one, the Temp Chains would actually soak up 50% mana reservation, but with this, it's for free. Pretty good. The next good thing is the Shaper's Presence that I was talking before. When I kill a rare or unique enemy, I will get this Shaper's Presence, so our debuff, or at least our buffs, will fade slower. And this also counts for the Winter Orb, which is pretty nice to have. So with this Shaper's Presence, I don't even need the increased duration support, to be honest. Could be... Elemental Focus would be the most damage increase, but therefore I need something to shatter. This is some futuristic stuff that I'm going to change in the next couple of days. Once I have my Shaped Pyring, what I'm really trying to chance here. I tried like 2,000 chances for the rings. Nothing happened yet, so I'm really looking forward for this Shaped Pyring. So the mobs, when they burn... they're just gonna explode somehow, so I don't have to worry about corpse explosion anymore. And this is when I can get away the increased duration and take elemental focus, because then I don't need to shatter with Herald of Ice and that kind of stuff. Alright, so for this one, Portal Gem, yeah, Herald of Ash and Herald of Ice. So why those two? Since we're gonna convert a lot of damage to fire, Herald of Ash will also give increased fire damage and more spell fire damage, right? So this is quite nice to have. Herald of Ice, flat cold damage, and the shatter effect, which is pretty cool. But I think once I get the Pyring and go elemental focus here, I cannot shatter anymore, right? So I'm probably gonna take the Herald of Ash just because of this fire damage, and maybe the what's it called? Aspect of the Spider would be an option, because we can reserve 100% of our mana because of the skill tree that I'm going to show a little bit later. Let's activate those real quick so you can see I actually have 0 mana. And then let's go over for the next piece. Here we have the Wither Totem, the Temp Chains, the Winter Orb, the Cast When Damage Taken. So here I have Flame Dash with faster casting, just our generic movement skill, right? And here I have Celadry. So Celadry will give us... spell crit and more spell damage, which is pretty nice to have as a Winter Orb character since we are crit based. And yeah, that's about it for the gear. Yeah, my super cool weapons that cost like 20 chaos, right? The only thing that I was looking for, if we're gonna search those weapons again, if you're interested in how I search those, basically it's the elemental damage as extra chaos damage. Here I go for one-handed weapon, at least 16, because that is a tier 1. And I want to have one open prefix, so I can cast this spell damage with non-chaos damage that I have on both weapons, right? So if you're going to search for this one, 35 chaos, 40 chaos, so super cheap. I got this one yesterday for 20 chaos, so probably pretty lucky in that case. But yeah, they have like hair rolls or something, whatever. So pretty cheap, and all we want to have is this Elementalist extra chaos, same as the chest. So basically here we have 50, then we have another 20, if you divine those, it's like 90% as extra chaos. Then we have the non-chaos as extra, so it's going to be a shitload of chaos damage on this Winter Orb, and I'm probably going to call it the Eternity Orb Trickster, okay? Perfect. So that's for the gear. Here I have an Eternal Life Flask with Bleed Immunity, the Aether's Promise, another 50% elemental damage as extra chaos, pretty nice DPS boost. This one is actually not really... I just didn't have another flask, to be honest. So here you should actually use the Dying Sun for additional projectiles. Then a Diamond Flask with freeze immunity, pretty generic for any kind of crit build. And a Quicksilver Flask to move faster. Pog champ. Okay, let's go for the skill tree. We are Tricksters. So we're gonna use the Ghost Dance and the Escape Artist. So Escape Artist will give us... energy shield for the evasion of our chest, like 5 per, I think. 6, okay. So that's going to be a lot of flat energy shield that we have over here. And then we have the helmet. We get some more evasion rating of that one. And we get like... It's all about these ghost shrouds that we have, right? So every second we get one of these ghost shrouds. We have like 3 up all the time. Or at least once we get hit, we lose one, but then 1 second later we get one back. So every time we lose a Ghost Shroud, we're gonna regen 5% of our evasion rating as energy shield, right? So this is basically our mana gain on this point, since we are a life hybrid character. Then we have reduced damage taken, chance to evade, movement speed. Like these nodes are just insane. Then we have the Swift Killer, 1 max power and frenzy charge, and we get increased damage, and we get those while channeling, and also when we kill targets, right? So if I just channel, you're gonna see my power and frenzy charges will ramp up all the time, so that's pretty nice to have. And the Harness of the Void, because, yay, chaos damage. So we get more chaos damage, chaos damage, chaos damage. This whole gear is about or built around chaos damage. So that is a pretty insane damage boost, and since we hit so often with our projectiles, this procs all the time, so that's insane. Okay, skill tree wise, it's just elemental damage, life, crit, crit multi, some more chaos damage here, spell crit, life. Here we have cold and fire damage. Since we're gonna do basic cold damage, we're gonna convert some portion of that to fire damage later on with the powering. And then we have more increased fire and cold and whatever. Here we have the Eldritch Battery that makes our energy shield appear on mana. So why so? Because of Mind Over Matter. I'm gonna explain that in a second. Here we have some cast speed for cold spells and so on, because in the end still we're gonna do a lot of fire and chaos damage. But Winter Orb itself is still a cold spell, right? So, Jewel Slot, here we have Lucidity for our channeling skills, life, more life, crit chance, Jewel Slot, fire, cold damage, Mind Over Matter. So every time we get damage, 30% of the damage is going over to mana, okay? So we don't have mana because we have the Eldritch Battery. We reserve 100% of our mana here, so you can see that here. That means that the 30% of the Mind Over Matter will instead go for the energy shield, okay? So that's pretty insane. Here, quick recovery for more life. Then we have more skill effect duration for the Winter Orb. Then we have Dark Art. Since we're dual wielding, we're gonna get a lot of cast speed and cooldown recovery speed for our Flame Dash. Another jewel slot, spell crit. Here we have life, amplify for area damage and area of effect. Light of Divinity for more spell damage, cast speed, crit chance, more life, and the jewel slot. Pretty easy to get, pretty nice to do. Path of Building link, as always, in the description below. So here, let's talk about my jewels. My super expensive jewels, right? They have life, multiplier while dual wielding. That's all I searched for. So I'm having those, like, every time the third stat or fourth stat, what is on there is just useless, right? So I have like 1, 2, 3, 4... five jewel slots for now, and they're all the same. They cost about 2-3 chaos orbs per piece, so I couldn't afford more, so that's why I took that. And that's basically why I'm so surprised about the damage, because I pretty much have junk gear and the damage is just ridiculous. I can only recommend to trying this character. It's just insane. Okay, let's talk about the Pantheons. I have Lunaris for the movement speed. If I'm bossing, I'm probably going to go Soul of Solaris, but not really needed at all. And Gridcool for the physical damage reduction and so on. Check. Pantheons, I still need to reset. I currently have the 2 skill points, but I actually want to change that one to Alira because of the all resistance and the multiplier, right? It's pretty generic for any kind of crit build. For the MTX, if you're wondering, complete Celestial gear. So every spot you see here, Celestial wings, body armor, gloves, character effect, footprints, boots, yeah. Double Seraph Dagger with the Sunstone weapon effect. So if you're wondering, Winter Orb has no MTX, right? So all this explosion that you saw came from Herald of Ash with the Automaton Herald effect, and the Herald of Ice with the Celestial Herald effect. Those are the blue and red explosions that you saw throughout the gameplay. Dragon Flame Dash, then we have Celestial Aura effect, Dark Immortal Call, the Righteous Fire, the Celestial one, Dark Cigarette Totem, then we have Arcane Wither effect, and the Soul Nexus Aura effect. Nice. Okay, what else do we have to talk? We talked about the gear, the gems, the flasks, the skill tree, Path of Building link in the description below, the gems, the Ascendancies, the Pantheons, the Bandits, I think that's it. So, as I said, this is going to be my progress character, okay? So I want to get a lot of more stuffs into that one. I want to boost probably 300 exalts into that one, counting in a shaped Headhunter, shaped Pyrings, I don't know what other shaped items. Then if you want to go for the Helm enchant, I tried some enchanted fossils today on my Hubris circlets, right? Did not hit the Winter Orb because this is like super expensive. Like you can start super on a budget to farm any kind of high tier maps, even Guardian, Shaper, that kind of stuff. Super easy to do, but you can also spend like hilariously amounts of items in. So if we're gonna search for Winter Orb has maximum stages, because the more stages the more damage we do. Then we want to have a shaped base because of our Eternity Shroud. So let's see about that one. Mirrored item cannot be changed. So the first one is 36 exalt, 70 exalt, 1 mirror. So there's basically only 3 available in the market at the moment. Wait a second, these 2 are the same. This is just mirrored version. My bad, I think. 41, 160, no, that's different ones, okay? But this one is mirrored, okay? So this one is the only one that is mirror worthy here with 350 energy shield. That's just insane. With the fire resistance minus, this is actually not even good. To be honest, with my build that I'm doing, I'm probably going to go for the minus chaos resistance on that one in some later stages, okay? So, yeah, I hope you guys like this one. I really do. I was not expecting Winter Orb to be that crazy. And I'm just, now that I see how good it is, I'm just looking forward once I ramp up the gear, once I get some currency in, how crazy this damage will get in the end. And yeah, probably gonna try Uber Elder like today or tomorrow, and so on the next update you're probably gonna see an Uber Elder fight as well, with hopefully a little bit better gear. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.